channel. So today I'll be talking about why your natural hair is not growing. And mind you, this is not my natural hair. This is one of the protective styles I recently did on my natural hair. I'm going to link it down below if you guys may be interested. This is one of the tips I'm going to be sharing in this video on how to make sure your natural hair retain length, retain strength and all that. So guys, I want to give you guys a quick intro of why I started my natural hair journey. My hair was normally the relaxed hair type, but I realized that in 2020, before the COVID came in, my hair was always soft at the tip. So the tip of my natural hair was very weak, because my relaxed natural hair was very weak. So I had to do something about it. My siblings suggested cutting my hair. I was like, no, I'm anti-cut hair, knowing fully well that normally genetically my hair grows faster. With relaxer and constant braiding and weaving, it also grows, but it doesn't have strength. It doesn't have that feel that's supposed to make it stronger. But here I'm going to be talking about how to retain strength, how to retain length, tips that you can do whether your hair is genetically growing faster or growing slower. I'm going to get into it. So guys, the first tip I'll be sharing for you guys on your natural hair, with a little backstory of how my own natural hair was cut. I went for a big chop. Whenever you notice that when you notice that your hair is brittle, soft at the tip and is weak, just cut it. Cut that tip. I don't say you should go for a full wild hair. Cut the tip, like a major chunk of the tip that are very weak out of the hair, and start your journey again. So for me, I did not go back and reverse doing my natural hair. I had to cut the major tip, like maybe part of it like this. I went into a short hair and started my journey all over again. So I went into natural. I didn't go into all those styles we did when we were in secondary school. I tried to grow our hair again. We started doing braiding and all that. Or she just got threading or something. I didn't go through that journey. Then let it grow naturally. Since I have a 9 to 5, I didn't even have time to be doing all that. So I had to do my normal hair to keep it growing. So here, the first tip I want to share when you're growing your natural hair, and the reasons why your natural hair does not grow, is to ensure that you avoid too much heat. I know most of us used to feel like it's very difficult to manage your type 4 hair. It is very difficult to manage your hair because it's so tough. Especially when you have a tough hair like mine, I will insert a clip of it, a picture of it that I've taken for you guys to see how my natural hair really is. This hair, it may be very difficult for you to manage. You may feel like it's so hard for you to manage, but there's some natural hair products you can use. That I am against having so much natural hair product, because I know before I was avoiding going into natural hair because a lot of girls then that started this natural hair movement were just using so much product. They can use 5, 6, 7, 8 products, and I cannot even keep up. Some of them are pricey AF. So I was like, let me start my own journey and see what works for me. My hair grows normally, but I just want to be able to maintain. So I started avoiding too much heat on my hair, so I don't stretch my hair out. There are different ways you can stretch your hair, which I will talk further down in this video. You don't stretch your hair with too much heat. If you want to stretch it for it, it's not a problem, but when you do it regularly, it's going to make your hair brittle and soft and weaken the strands. So what you can do to manage your natural hair is very simple. What I do is to ensure I use majorly 3 products, and whenever I go for my natural hair wash day routine, which I also link down in this video, I use basically these 3 products. I put my hair in a twist, then I go ahead and wash with a shampoo, which is a black soap shampoo. Any shampoo is good, but I recommend the black soap shampoo, and also recommend this darling or mega growth shampoo. They have nice products which I have used, and I can tell you it's good. Their conditioner is perfect. It's to help you make it easy for you to manage your natural hair, that you don't need to put too much heat and just stretching it. So the product I use is basically the shea butter leave-in conditioner. That's what I prefer to use. I use as much as I want during after my wash day routine, and I use it once in a while when I want to maintain my natural hair, especially when I'm mostly on natural hair and I do a natural hairstyle that will last me a week or 2. I also link some of natural hairstyles I've done on this channel. So this I use to condition my hair. This I use to keep in locking the moisture whenever I finish washing my hair, and this I use for the roots. I use it so it helps you to keep those dandruffs away and also give you a nice shiny roots. It makes my roots better, so I recommend it. You can look for any few product that you like. Just make sure you lock in the moisture, then it keeps your hair soft and all that. So second reason I would say your natural hair is not growing is how you maintain and keep it when you want to sleep. Most of us will just sleep anyhow on our bed, forgetting that we are on natural hair. Yes, you can go for a silk scarf to tie your natural hair in whenever you're on your natural hair. tie it with silk stuff, go with a silk bonnet. If bonnet is not your kind of thing, because most of us can still wear bonnet on our hair, and before the next month your bonnet is here and your hair is here. But you can go for a scarf. Scarf, you have to tie it down into a knot, tie your hair tight, then you go to bed with it. Or you can go for silk pillows if you know that you cannot just deal with anything tying your hair. I don't even like scarf, that's why I opted for a bonnet. And I think on this channel I've showed you guys a bonnet before, so I'm going to show you guys a simple bonnet. Okay guys, I'm back. So this is a sample bonnet. It has to do with keeping it in your bonnet or your scarf before you go to bed. So don't just sleep anyhow, no matter how tired you are. You know, there's not much to do, just tie your hair and sleep. Tying your hair is not that hard to do, you know. Then another reason why your natural hair is not growing is because you detangle with combs. You know, there's some kind of combs that are good for detangling your natural hair, which is mostly white tooth comb, but I don't use it to detangle my natural hair. Combs like this are detrimental to your hair. You know, the tooth is too thin and you need to pick out your hair so much. So most this time when I'm taking out my protective hairstyles, after I've loosened it, I go with my finger to detangle it. All those things that get stuck and so hard at the root, use your fingers to remove it, smoothing it out. Then use the white tooth comb to comb it batch by batch. So instead of loosening your hair, I want to comb it all at once. I just loosen it batch by batch. So now I have an all back under this hair. So when I'm losing it, I lose it one batch, detangle it, then I'll comb it. So now I'm done with that part. That's how I do it one by one until I'm done with each cornrows on my hair. And that's one very easy way to ensure the natural hair keeps growing. If you want to ensure that you retain length for your natural hair and you don't have so much breakage, avoid using combs to detangle your hair. Use your fingers instead. Then use white tooth comb to comb it out, and you will enjoy your hair growing. You will not have to complain that my hair is not growing, my hair is not growing. It will grow with time. You have to give it time. But if you consistently follow the steps I'm sharing, your natural hair is definitely going to grow. Another thing you're going to do for your natural hair is to go for protective hairstyles. So protective styles are one of the things you can do to make sure your hair grows, you know, because most of us feel like we have to do different natural hair. Yes, I like styling my natural hair a lot, but to retain length and make your natural hair grow fast and to stop breakage, you have to do protective hairstyles. That does not mean you should do protective hairstyle forever, but protective hairstyles are really very useful to you. You can do box braids, you can do knotless braids, you can do this false natural hair that I did for myself. You can do different hairstyles. You can even do crochet. Yes, I love crochet a lot because it's faster to make. If you're a 9-to-5er or you're a mom or you're a busy bee, you're a professional, you don't want to spend hours just making your hair. So you just want to just do something that is just like you're doing very big wash and go hairstyle. Yes, so protective hairstyles are really nice. I've talked about some protective hairstyles you can do. I'll either put it in the cards or I'll link it down below, so if you want to check them out, the different protective hairstyles I've done. Some of them I've also talked about how I style them too. You can style them, you can wear them for a month, just to make sure you grow your natural hair and you're not constantly touching your natural hair and trying to style it in different ways. Another mistake you are making is making your natural hair not grow. Yes, when you are tightening your hair. So there are some hairstylists you go to and you say they should make protective hairstyle for you, and they create so much tension in front of your hair, or hairstyle that will be so tight that you can't even sleep at night. You know, I hate going to hair salons where you make your hair and your head will be aching like you're carrying so much weight in it. Those kind of hair indirectly are going to make your hair break very fast. Do hairstyles that does not put so much tension on your hair. Hairs like Ghana braids, if you want to grow your natural hair, something you should avoid doing or do it once in a while. So let's say you love it so much you need to do it once in a while, and always make sure you tell your hairstylist to take it easy with your hair. Tension on your hair it's not really good for you because you feel headache the first 2 days that you make the hair. So what's the purpose? Why will you make hair and you can't sleep? You know, they will say beauty is pain. Me, I'm against beauty is pain because I don't want to go through so much just to look beautiful. So hair that put tension on your hair, avoid it at all costs because it's not really good for you. It gives you headache. It will make your hair cut and break, and you won't like it. Some of this hairstyle kind of pulled your hair from the root. You mentioned some braids that you will do and it's so tight that when the hair is getting older and your braids just fall off, it comes off with your hair. I've seen you situations where your hair and your braids will just fall off because of the tension the stylists have done. So always make your hairstylist realize that you don't like so much tension on your hair. If possible, go for knotless braids, and the tension shouldn't be too much on your hair. You don't do hairstyles that will be pulling your hair and your forehead will be shining like forehead gang. No, that's not what you really want. Ensure you go for hair that have less tension on your hair. Then another tip I want to share with you guys is to ensure that you always use white tooth comb. I've touched on it before. When you use your fingers for the tangling, when you want to comb out your hair, use white tooth comb. Avoid tight tooth comb when you are trying to detangle your hair. Okay guys, another thing you can be doing that will make your natural hair not go very fast is when you always comb your dry natural hair. You guys must have noticed whenever I'm trying to comb or take care of my natural hair, I go with moisture. I have something like this is the kind of pump this is my makeshift pump with water in it. So it's better you moisturize, then you add some of your product like the oil I showed you guys earlier on to lock in the moisture. If your hair is moisturized when you comb it white tooth comb, you have lesser chances of losing your hair than when you always comb your dry hair. This tip is not only for people that are on natural hair, like virgin natural hair. It's also perfect for people that are on relaxed natural hair, so your hair will not be losing liquid. Once in a while, spray your hair with water, add cream to it to soften it before you go in with a comb. So that tip will ensure that your hair normally grow fine and grow well for you guys. Another thing you can do to make sure your natural hair doesn't break easily is when you put your hair in braid or twist. So whenever I take out my protective hairstyles, I go ahead and braid my hair into a twist. Even though I'm not doing a wash day or anything, I just want to take out the braid for the first day, I put it into a twist because it's easier to manage that way. If your hair is just the way this hair is, like that, freely, and that there's possibility for it to tangle easily, there's possibility for it to shrink after the moisture I dried up. So it's just better you put it into a twist or a braid. I don't do twist because I'm not really good at it, but I make it into a braid. So you can pick a chunky part. Let me use my this hair for example. Take a chunky part and just braid it into sections like that. And the sections don't need to be smooth. You're not trying to carry that hair to the office or carry it around as your natural hair. What you just need is something, just twist it out, put them into sections and make sure that it stretches it. So putting your hair into sections or into braids to sleep or whenever you are not making your natural hair, it's a way of making sure your natural hair grows and retains length. Also, it's another way to stretch the hair. Instead of going for it as a way of stretching your hair, that's another way that you can just stretch your hair. So whenever you do take out each section, detangle it and comb it to white tooth comb, you see that your hair comes naturally stretched instead of when you don't put them into a twist or braid. So the other reason why your natural hair is not good is because you just left it like that. Never ever just leave your natural hair like that, except you have tied it into a particular hairstyle, which is good. I like styling my natural hair, but I don't like, avoid touching, always changing your hairstyles. You know, stop doing hairstyles that's changing frequently. Some people just want to do their hair every 2 weeks. You want to be able to do your some every 1 week. Girl, there's no need. You can do hairstyle that can last you 2 weeks. You can make your natural hair into styles that will last you 2 weeks, 1 week and a half, and you can just go for protective hairstyles that can carry for like a month, you know. Then another thing you can do is to avoid manipulative hairstyles. Some of us, we just want to keep doing some manipulative hairstyles that lock into each other. All those kind of styles that are very manipulative, that will make you constantly manipulate your hair to create different styles. Just avoid it. Stop doing that. Do your hair in a way that will last you for a longer time. It will help you retain length and also help your hair grow. Then avoid heavy hair extensions. Yes, most of us, we do jumbo braids that are so heavy on our head. You will know that you are carrying something. Stop doing hair that is so heavy. The way you are feeling it's heavy on your hair, that's the same way the tension is on your natural hair, and that's how heavy it is on each strand of your hair. Imagine those times you go to salon and you say want to do a jumbo braid, and your hairstylist will cut just few strands of your hair and put a very thick attachment or extension to it just because they are doing braid for you. That weight alone is pulling on that hair because it is tiny and thin already. So you will not blame your hair for breaking or cutting. So avoid doing all those kind of hairs that is going to be heavy on your natural hair. So guys, if you guys love this kind of video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my other videos. I'm going to link down below some protective hairstyles, my wash day routine, product I use for my natural hair to make my hair grow. And also note that how fast your hair grow depends on your genetics. Yes, I'll say genetic because from my own genetic, my parents' hair grew faster, especially that of my dad. So that means I inherited that part. My hair grows fast. Unlike some people, their hair grows very slowly. But even as my hair grows fast, there's probability for me losing my hair or for my hair not to grow properly and as it should be if I don't maintain it well. So someone whose hair grows very slowly, but the person takes their time to ensure that they retain the length, follow all these tips, and they do it to the letter consistently. Just person hair may grow faster than mine just because the person is consistent and takes care of natural hair. Your natural hair should be well taken care of, and you will see the result. It will seem as if it is genetical for your hair to grow, and because your hair grows naturally and genetically does not mean you will just treat anyhow. You will lose that hair, because I told you guys pre-pandemic my hair was terrible. Different hairstylists, different hair that puts tension on my hair, hairstyles that were just not right, manipulating my hairstyle in different way, constantly relaxing my hair. Those sort of things were not really good on my hair. And now I'm back to being natural, but relaxing my hair is not bad. Someday I may go back to relaxing my hair, but I will not make the same mistake I made when I was on my relaxed hair and my hair was weak. So guys, if you like this video, don't forget to share, like, subscribe and join the family. Bye guys.